trucks, I'm researching that too.
Okay. Yeah, I just assumed that we would, something would have to be done with William Fish's agreement sooner than later, because if we're gonna do any upgrades or corrections to the generators, we've got running season coming up, real soon.
So the clock's running very quickly.
I assume then you're also looking at the Black Hills
Yes.
agreement? Okay.
Yes. 2 items the clock is running on.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. I know you're just getting speed, so.
No, I kind of was looking at those today too, trying to.
Great.
No, appreciate the question.
Okay. Any other questions regarding the budget? All right, moving right along. New business item number 3, comprehensive plan update. Mr. Michael.
Thank you. I have some information about the comprehensive plan, and I just want to say I'm happy to be here and giving you this presentation. I'm probably happier to give the presentation than you are to receive it, maybe, but at some point I'll get here into the slides where it explains how this really relates to you. I have something to hand out here. First is that's the current comprehensive plan, called the Community Development Plan, if you just want to pass that around. And this is an example of the comprehensive plan that was done by our consultant, Housel Levine and Associates, for Muskogee, Oklahoma. So with that, I'll get started here. Yes. Thank you. So what is a comprehensive plan? Comprehensive plan is a document that articulates a vision to guide the city for the next 20 years. That's really the easiest thing to say about it. It's a set of policies that directs future growth and development. And if it's done properly, it reflects community values and a community consensus. Consensus being that most of the community support it, they understand it, they are for it. Typical contents of a comprehensive plan: it describes existing conditions, identifies issues and opportunities. That by itself is really not a plan. It's just a description of the current state of things. More importantly, it contains goals and objectives, a land use map, and consistent plans for transportation, open space, community facilities, and infrastructure. I put this on this slide by itself because I think this is probably the most important part of a plan. Once the plan is adopted, that's not really the end of the process. That's really the beginning. If you just let it sit on the shelf, it doesn't really do you any good. And that's a cliche you hear about quite a bit, is the plan just sits on the shelf. Really, that's not something you want to see happen. You want to use the comprehensive plan, carry out the actions in the plan, and constantly be reviewing the plan and updating the plan. In fact, it's a requirement that the Planning Commission review the plan annually. Our current comprehensive plan is a community development plan, which I've passed around. I think sometimes talking about this is a little abstract, and I think it helps to have something you can see and touch and feel. And so that's why I handed those out. The current plan contains a development plan map. This is really the land use map. It also contains the transportation network that you see in the dark lines. This is trying to fit this map onto the slide. It doesn't come out too clearly. It wasn't really intended to be used that way, but there is a copy of this in the plan. But it identifies future land uses by color. So where you see a lot of yellow, that's low density residential. Low density means single family detached residential and duplex residential. Where you see purple and kind of a purple violet color, that's an industrial land use. Where you see red, that's commercial. And kind of that blue turquoise color is a business office. The darker colors show you the planning area for Gardner. The planning area falls outside the city limits, so the plan will typically plan for areas that will intend to grow into. So why is a comprehensive plan important to electric power? It provides for coordination of investments in infrastructure and land use decisions. So you don't really want to be spending a lot of money on infrastructure unless it's going to support land use. If there's an area where there's a plan that reflects a community consensus where you want to protect it for open space and no development. You wouldn't want to spend money on installing any kind of urban infrastructure like sewer, water, and electric lines through those areas. That's kind of a simple way to state it. The comprehensive plan will identify growth areas and gaps in infrastructure and coordinate investments in infrastructure, electric included, with planned growth. One reason why it's so important to do a comprehensive plan now is because a lot has changed over the past 5 years, and the current comprehensive plan doesn't really reflect that. If you look at the plan and for the area out just west of the city limits between, say, Gardner Road and Waverly, that area in the plan is all designated as developing as residential, including the area within a half mile or a quarter mile of Waverly Road. Well, that's clearly not going to happen. It's already started to develop as industrial, and it's being annexed into the city of Edgerton. It's not that that will not necessarily become Gardner, but it's certainly, that's just a demonstration of how it really hasn't kept up with the reality. This is just an example of coordination. So this is an area that is of interest as we look at the comprehensive plan. This is the Gardner Road I-35 interchange, and this map's a little hard to read, but you can kind of see there's an area on the map on the right that's outlined with a kind of an orange dash line. That's the city limit, so those areas within that line are within the city of Gardner. Areas outside of that line are not in the city of Gardner. If you look closely, you can see the red lines that run through the map. There is a legend, but the legend is a little bit hard to read. But if you see the red lines that run through the map, that's the electric power. Those are the electric power lines, and you can see that they are on the south side of the interchange or the east side of the interchange, along with some of the sewer and water. Here's another area of interest, and this is at 175th and I-35. And as you can see, there's electric power that runs across the interstate from the north down Clara Road, coming from the area along US 56. There are a lot of challenges in getting other infrastructure to that area. The schedule of the comprehensive plan, I mentioned before, the city has selected Housley Levine and Associates to do the plan. They're really the facilitators and the writers and the drafters of the plan, and they are leading a very robust stakeholder engagement process that involves online tools for engaging and influencing the outcome of the comprehensive plan, as well as having meetings and open houses. And the city's also appointed a comprehensive plan advisory committee. The acronym for that's CPAC. Process kicked off in October 2013. There were community and business workshops in November 2013. Existing conditions, issues, and opportunities were cataloged and presented to the CPAC at the end of January. And then there was a community vision workshop at the end of January. Some of you might have even attended that. In fact, I know at least one or two of you did. It was very well attended. There were at least 50 people there. That happened at the end of January 2014, excuse me. Still to come, draft comprehensive plan presented to the CPAC at the end of, it says end of January 2014. I'm pretty sure that's not true. It's at the end of June 2014, excuse me, I missed that. There's going to be a community workshop. It's anticipated July 2014, Planning Commission public hearing, July 2014, and then hopefully City Council work session and a decision in August or September of 2014. Any questions about the comprehensive plan? If not, I'll move forward into the next part of this. So along with the comprehensive plan, because of the issues surrounding economic development in the annual budget is one of the 4 priorities identified in the budget, along with quality of life.